Hey Gonca, how are you doing? So,
I'm doing great. How about you?
you know, I'm fantastic. You know, what is this?
I can tell.
This is day 12. We're going to get into what my experience has been.
I know. I can't wait to do that.
But before we do, how about you introduce yourself to everyone? And I'm just going to leave it there. Yeah, and tell me what you want. We're having a conversation. Let's see where it goes.
Excellent. So, this is Gonca. I'm the wellness program manager in all LifeCo centers. As short as I can make it, since I'm a Gemini, will do my best to do it to make it short. I've been with the company almost more than 5 years, but as LifeCo, we've been in this business more than 15 years, and we've been providing our services and sharing our knowledge, sharing our philosophy within a holistic approach with more than 30,000 people from all over the world in Turkey, and finally and happily
30,000
people more than in 15 years, and finally and happily we are here in Asia, Phuket, and we're so proud to do that.
Wow.
Yes, it's a lot.
I mean, that's fantastic. And this one's been open for 3 years, am I right?
Yeah, almost 4 years.
Almost
now.
4 years.
And I have to say that 85% of our guests are repeating guests.
That's what
I think
want.
That's quite important.
That says something, huh?
Yes.
I mean, I have to say, we came with the expectation that we're going to come, learn, experience something under guidance. You know, I came here for the one of us.
Yes.
I thought I was going to do that. However, it became much more than that kind of experience, because I learned so much, realizing that I've still got so much to learn. You've given me a passion to keep pursuing this for the rest of my life. And of course, we're going to be coming back ourselves, and we want to try the other centers. And I didn't expect that would be the case. I thought I would come, learn to see how to manage this myself at home, perhaps. But there's just so much to take. The wealth of knowledge that you have within this team here is incredible, and it's obviously always expanding and being adjusted.
Yes, this is exactly what we wanted to do. We wanted to be considered as a lifetime well-being partner. That's why we're here to inspire you, influence you, motivate you, but educate you as well with workshops, lectures, talks, community meetings, all those kind of things that you really learn. And then you make your own dream come true by working on that. So you don't just come here and drink your water or drink your green juices and take your therapies and treatments and leave. You work it, you then sit, and that's become very permanent.
I think from the top, within 30 minutes of arriving, I realized that I knew nothing. And I've been fasting for 8 years. I thought I knew a lot. I've done it. I knew a lot about the science of ketosis, autophagy, water fasting, the multiplication, what this can do for me.
Like I got it all.
Yeah, I thought I've got a lot of it, and I just want to go and have a little bit of help with doing this and that. And a lot of people, that's what they want, okay? And that's enough, they're happy. That's not my personality. I got here, and then, like I said, within 30 minutes, I realized there is so much I don't know. I'm like a baby, and I just want to have that knowledge. I want to share it with my family as they grow up as well, and all my friends around me. And having said the word friends right now and family, I mean, how can you spend 10 days of drastic transformation in your life and not call the people that were around you, helping you, assisting you, going through some of the pain or the suffering or the excitement, not family or friends, you know? And I think that's why you're getting that repeat comeback.
Yes, over the time, you get connected in different levels, different purposes, and because you share the story, you share the experience. It's not serving one thing anymore. It's not a product anymore. It's a story, and that's why it gets connected deeply. That's why we don't call them only patients or clients or customer at all. It's not in our.
I never knew how to refer to myself here.
It's the guest we're hosting you. We're here to.
Oh, sorry, let's turn these off.
Okay.
That's quite silly. What's going on here? There we are.
Yes. I have the same thing. So, I definitely have to say this. Educating our guests, sharing the knowledge and deeper insight, but also more importantly, like motivating them how to use that knowledge is the most important part. When you get your, I knew it, but feelings, like I knew it, but what? But I couldn't do that.
That's
because
actually,
this is an excellent environment to make it happen, because there's no leakage. There's no leakage. Everything is all surrounded
Well,
with the things.
your
with the right
testing
things.
methods are incredible. We're going to discuss those later
Yeah.
as well. I mean, there's a lot. There's an analysis that you're doing on us. You're testing our blood. You're testing our so many different areas and aspects depending on what our specific treatment might be here, which is very reaffirming. Because there were some things that I thought this could be happening, that could be happening. When you see the blood results, when you see the
Yes,
figures,
you want to
when
get convinced.
Yeah,
you want some kind of confirmation and the motivation that you're on the right track.
Yeah.
You're doing something right. You're not really wasting your time. You're not really doing something for nothing. So these little confirmations are making you more motivated.
They're huge for me. They were huge.
Right in that.
I think that was the life-changing part, the paradigm shift.
Yeah.
Because I believed it before, now I know it. And that's a huge transformation.
Well, yes. There's a huge difference in between.
Yeah.
When you believe something,
yeah.
when you have a faith on something, it's quite different than
like they say,
when
Santa,
you
you believe in Santa Claus, but that doesn't...
Well, exactly. Well,
it's
when
not
you
going to
know
bring you
something,
gifts.
there's a science behind, the
Yeah.
reality behind.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, even in the beginning, before you leave, we really want you to see this transformation, that you are being introduced to your newer, better, healthier version.
Yeah.
And seeing that is priceless. Like as a last meal or last drink, we just give you the seed of it, that you can take it from here, put in your pocket, put in your basket, wherever it is, and then just take it with you to home and then plant it in your own soil and grow it. This is a real connection, and seeing that is probably the most rewarding part of our job, knowing that. Like, how are you doing? How's the plant going?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. There's a flower, because when you get the product, you use the product and it's gone. But this is a different kind of relationship, different kind of connection. Now we create a roadmap together. We create a life path together. It's continuous. It's endless. And I think this is the most important and rewarding part of the whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's...
So I'm going to check up on you guys. Keep calling and see what you did with those little seeds. But I have good faith on you. Sometimes you kind of know it from the beginning. You were very dedicated. Yes, you learned a lot, you progressed a lot, but dedicated mind is the 50% of the whole success.
I believe
over there,
that,
definitely.
yeah.
Like knowing that you're going to make it, having a big passion, like everything in life. This is part of the same story. When you have a passion and dedicated mind, there is nothing that you cannot do, because physically we are able to, we're designed to make many things in much easier way than we can ever think. It's all about the mind. You can stay in water fasting not only 12 days, even 42 days.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah,
But the thing is, believing that you have the ability and potential to do that is the thing. Otherwise, you do have the potential to do that.
The thing is that's really important, when you experience it, I was told, because I've done 4 days, like as you know, there's a sense of euphoria that comes on the 3rd day. The 4th day feels incredible.
Yeah.
It is nothing compared to how you feel on the 8th and 9th day, you
Right.
know, and it's like these new doors get opened. There's a new rejuvenation. Yeah, like I said, even physically, I ran every day on the beach.
I know.
I swam every day. So for anyone thinking, am I going to come here, lay down, feel sorry for myself and grumpy?
I know.
There was
like a battery,
there was none of that.
Charged and then boom, boom, boom.
Well, I became even more efficient, more powerful.
Mental clarity.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But imagine this just as a very physical. I've never trained cardiovascularly. Well, I haven't since I was a child.
Yeah.
I was able to do
easy, right?
high intensity sprints on the beach, back to back, 5, 6, without having any chest pain, without having any shortness of breath.
Excellent.
I mean, this.
And then imagine that you have this feeling, this energy, actually, within such a great, healthy, and smart solution. I mean, what I was trying to
But
say.
I think it's also sustainable, because the diet, I know, is going to be sustainable. The lifestyle is sustainable.
Well, that's true. What I was saying, like you are in that great mood, but you don't really take any medication, any other supplement, anything, nothing is external. It's already in you, and
Yeah.
you produce this lovely energy by yourself. Everything is natural, and in the meantime, you're cleansing yourself, you're detoxifying yourself, you're rejuvenating yourself, you're having an excellent deep jump start,
Yeah.
and on top of that, you have an excellent energy level.
I feel like I'm an old car, you know, from the 70s.
Oh yeah, okay.
I haven't had a new paint job because that's not what I came in for. But I did come in to get my, definitely was going to get my oil changed. But I think I've got a new engine. It feels very different. The recovery, the way I feel like when I was doing weights on the 8th day. I did 12 sets at maximum power. You know, I was just kicking in. So when they say you can switch between carbohydrate, glycogen energy source to ketone.
Yeah, but you were very fast, I should say it, Alex.
I didn't know I would be.
I was kind of expecting that because you had an experience, not maybe the water fasting, but you got used to your new fuel, since we're talking about this engine and the car.
Yeah.
That's an excellent metaphor. So you got used to your new fuel, which is ketones, quite fast. So sometimes it would take 3 to 5 days or a week, and 10 days sometimes. But within a few days, you were already doing fine with your new friend, and then it was just like all fine.
This is my biggest takeaway. That's what changed my life, because the little, it's not a fear, but I had no idea I could do that, or anybody could change that quickly. But what it means is that I can go back into my normal lifestyle. If I fast 1 or 2 days a week, if there's a big party, there's someone's birthday and the whole weekend, and there's family, or there's 3 engagements back to back, I can go to them. And then I take 36 hours off, go back to my ketosis, ketogenic diet.
Excellent.
Then I take another one off. I know that I will adapt like that. Even when coming off the fast, as you know, I weaned off properly, had my day and a half of melon, cucumber, etc.
Sure.
Stayed in high ketosis, went out.
Without getting out of the ketosis?
No, went out, had a tasting menu with dessert, with wine, and the next morning went for my run, smashed it out, still in moderate ketosis.
Exactly.
Without even skipping a beat. And that means that I could sustain this.
Yes, but you can only do that, I just have to remind you that you can only do that after at least 10 days, but ideally 15 days of staying in ketosis. Then you have a luxurious stage that you can play around, you can indulge yourself. It's kind of like a cash payment. You know, there's a little cost, and without just using your card and building the interest and paying at the end of the month like a big amount, you just pay cash. How do you pay cash? Next morning, you just go into intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
And for 16, 18 hours,
but it feels good, because, you know, when you start to eat, and obviously I did eat, I immediately felt like I used to, and I didn't like it. I like the state of ketosis. It's a completely different energy level. I don't feel tired. I don't, you know, even though I didn't come out of it, the body obviously felt the sugar, and it sort of went, hey, what are you doing now?
But even if that happens, it would be so something expected, and that's fine.
Yeah,
and
but
it would go away
it was
in
a
a day.
reaffirming.
But nothing
we've gone in
happened
hours, obviously, and then I was still, obviously we tested, I'm still in ketosis, but I could feel that shit was so inefficient.
Did you crave for anything? Anything?
I don't have cravings, no, but I did enjoy the little ketosis snacks that you have.
Okay.
They're really cool. I was hungry, so once I started to eat, I wanted to eat. I wanted to eat.
Once you eat, you want to eat more. Now it's the mind thing again.
Yeah, no, because I love food, but knowing that I can eat a certain type of food, and it's all the food that I love anyway. I love the taste of. There's a taste when the ketosis is starting to rise. I can tell.
You like
I really
that?
I really feel it in my body. I know it. It's euphoric.
That's cool.
There's an energy there. That's fantastic. Like I said, the reaffirming bit that I could be keto adaptive, fat adaptive, that's unbelievable, because I think a lot of people don't stick with diets because they're not really, you don't see instant benefits with normal diets. You might lose a little bit of water, you might lose this and that, and you're seesawing, but when you feel this energy that feels like you've taken these limitless tablets, you know, you got clarity.
Especially with water fasting, because you can be in ketosis and ketogenic diets, whether it's vegan or traditional one, or water fasting. But the advantage of water fasting, which looks like in the beginning it's the disadvantage part of it, but not actually, that you don't really focus on the taste. You don't really keep asking yourself, did I like it? Was it too fatty? Is it stuffy? Is it nice? Is it this? So it's out of the way. And then once the taste part is out of your way. This is a huge relaxation, believe me. And that's why water fasting and continuing water fasting somehow is easier than ketogenic diet, because plant-based ketogenic diet is a little bit repetitive and it's challenging. So for a long time, it's not that easy to continue, because you want to. This is the brain. You'll be okay with small piece, and then as you eat, as you go, now the expectations are getting higher and higher. But with water fasting, you don't have any expectations. You already handshook with the whole program already, and then you don't keep questioning it. That's why less amount of frustrations, definitely.
Well, I guess for many people the experience will be different. So I've been fasting intermittently and with quite ease, with a lot of ease. I was vegan for 4 years, vegetarian for 7. But so for me, giving up things is not so hard, because there's a concept that an old master told me: to make yourself stronger, you must sacrifice. So something that you really like. But the funny thing is, I actually will reject anything that's sweet now, knowing that, hey, this is going to take me out of this premium state that I'm in.
That is very important.
And so even if something is sweet, like a carrot is sweet, I'm like, it's better not have any sugar. It's better not spike my GI. The motivation there to stay as healthy and feel this incredible glow, which you do feel. It's not just I'm okay. It's different, and so you want to keep that. Jasmine and I were talking, like, we want to just keep this state, and it's not that it's an addictive state. It's just that it feels efficient. I'm sleeping 5 hours a night and waking up
full energy, and
getting everything that I stepped on, all the problems that I've had.
Here's my question. People's biggest question would be this: okay, I'll be in water fasting, but I won't enjoy anything. I'll be fine, but I won't enjoy anything. I mean, you guys have been going around a lot.
6 a.m. We went to the beach every day.
Yes, you went to the city, you were chatting, you were talking, you were socializing it. So people would think like the whole joy and the enjoyment would be just completely like removed if you're only drinking water. So this is my question.
I would say you can do this with your friends.
How much
you can do this with your partner. You can do this with your friends. I know people in
you
London.
You can still function and enjoy your life
100%.
by just drinking water, basically. Yes.
You can do. I mean, you should be able to do this at home anyway. But I think it's easier if everyone around you, like, if it sort of does it, and also it's beneficial for everyone. So why not all do it as a team? But to come to a retreat like this, like I got the point was that you can do this with your partner. You can do this with a group of friends, because it is a very social thing. When you're never tired, there's no downtime, and you're in a beautiful environment, and there's so much to see and experience here in Thailand.
So would you do it again?
Yeah, I can't wait to
come.
How long? So, okay.
Would you do 21 days?
Well, here's the thing.
Life-changing program.
So I and like a lot of people have work commitments. So for me to go away from home for say a month or 21 days is difficult, but I found a solution. Next trip, I'm going to start my water fast 7 days before I get on the plane. Why not? Then I come and do 2 weeks. So I smash out 21 days, have a few days weaning off, go to beautiful restaurants and have fun, etc. That's it. So,
how about Jasmine? Is that a yes?
I will also do some, sure. I think it's very beneficial, so for sure.
Yes, and quite reasonable and something doable, definitely.
Yeah, for me, I'm looking forward to try out Bodrum as well. I think that's something that's very exciting to go and see. Yes. It's very close to us in Europe.
Yes, so and I will be there too. So I'm all around the place.
And making us coffee.
I'll do that. Yes, I love that.
And to be honest, I think I'm going to do an extended fast of minimum 10 days, at least twice a year. Yeah, I think that's. I know how much repair there was done there, and I think, wow, what happens if I had done another 6 or another 7 or another 8? What could have happened then? Because I'm having chatted to so many people here that have done it. They say, look, 10's okay, but the real magic starts to happen later. I'm like, wow, I can't even imagine what that is.
2 weeks later, the magical stage really starts. So you feel like you've been water fasting for your whole life.
I'm younger than when I came. I tell you that now. But I'm talking about many years younger.
To hear that, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So he added years to your life.
Oh, yeah.
That was
for me, I just don't feel like actually eating that much, and I really want to continue just eating raw food, just salads. That's how I feel. Yeah. Yesterday I felt like I feel like fasting again because it was just too much. The food made me tired.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because there's a huge energy save on digestion. That's a big job. That's a big task every single day. We are going through digestion tasks more than 15 hours every day, and after sunset it's just getting harder and harder. So imagine even like one glass of water is taking 10 to 15 minutes to digest. And even water fasting, you're still digesting something.
Yeah, I felt
but you
that.
have an excellent energy saved to detoxify you, rejuvenate you, and then...
And my best energy I had was straight after the fast when I had like a piece of cucumber or a piece of melon, and I was like, wow, this is great. I was speeding around the beach, I felt great again. And my back
she got me into doing sprints. She said, let's sprint.
I just needed that little bit in order to feel much better. I think afterwards I could go much longer. I
mean, actually, I'm going to be fasting again. I've had a big breakfast, and I'm going to be taking a plane this afternoon, and then I have a job on, is it Wednesday afternoon? Thursday. Wednesday or Thursday. I plan to fast all the way through till then again. Just because,
we just we're going to go home.
Because we're only home for a few hours thinking, do we want to go shopping, put stuff, like, let's just go all the way through, because we're going to a very beautiful hotel in St. Moritz, where we're going to be hosted with dinners, etc. So it's going to be quite heavy. That's fat, and you got to enjoy life. So why not, instead of saying I'll have a big night and fix it after, I'm going to prepare before. So I'm already in a state where I can handle it better anyway. And then again, straight after, I fast.
It's all about the easy transitions. Body just
sacrifice.
Don't like shocking decisions.
I think language is super important. It's not a sacrifice.
No, this is an award for your body.
Yeah.
So this is what we kind of follow, actually. We will feel like we're punished. We need now certain kind of punishment because we did really good things. And then you really think that you're punishing yourself with a good food. You're punishing yourself with a fasting. You're rewarding yourself.
Yeah.
This is priceless.
Yeah.
So when you think to the same thing in that way, everything is changing. Process is changing. Feeling is changing. And there's no challenge anymore because you are awarding because you're worth it. So
the way it makes you feel when you eat something you haven't had for a long time, you really enjoy it. It's so beautiful. It's not worth it having it every day. You know, you have to have
Isn't that true? We went to a couple of restaurants, and we were because the last couple of days we've been off. So at night we've been treating ourselves. We're thinking, it's nice, but let's not do this every night because you really don't need it.
Because we don't need it.
Indulging is something that comes from.
Every night, go eat, and it's.
I feel like indulgence and that constant want for that extra reward and hitting up comes from some form of something must be missing, whether it's confidence or love or something's missing.
It's called emotional eating. That's why you don't really eat because you're physically hungry. You don't really eat it. Your body needs that. You eat it for social reasons, emotional reasons, mental reasons, many other reasons except biological, physical reasons.
I mean, I'm a minimalist in my things that I have in the house, and now I feel like I'm also treating food that way, the same way, because I know that it's just baggage. You know, what can you do? Collect as much food as you can eat. It's going to be luggage that you're walking around with that's slowing you down.
And I feel sometimes when I have to stay focused and I need to have another coffee, or I need now a piece of chocolate because I have to stay focused. And then now I realize, okay, I can also do it without. During the fast, I had to do it without.
Without, exactly.
Yeah, and it's more, and it's better. It's much more effective.
When you realize that you can do it without, that's it.
I'd eat a chocolate and I'd feel a bit tired afterwards, or you know, or this once you just have to try this to know what it feels like. You've been doing it for how many years now?
Yeah.
And are you on a ketogenic diet? Do you go back and forth? What's your actual philosophy? What do you do?
Well, personally, I'm a big fan of vegetables and the fruits.
Yes.
So, a lot of nuts and seeds is a little bit a challenge for me. That's why I'm much more comfortable in water fasting instead
of actually being in the water fast.
Yeah, ketogenic diet. So whether it's plant-based but low-calorie intermittent fasting or water fasting.
Isn't that a crazy thing for people to hear that someone would like? Look, it's no hassle for me to say, okay, I'll eat because I had a chia pod that was like a present. So I said, well, am I going to wait all day to eat that chia pod? well, should I just get it out of the way so I can get back into my water fast?
Can
So
you
that's
believe that?
That's
Yes.
what I did. That
Yeah,
sounds stupid. I'm sure people are sitting there going, he's just lost it.
They
But that's how I felt. I wanted to get rid of the food.
Try it. Yeah.
Because I wanted to get back
Just
into
to get
the
it out
fast.
of it, and then you can start. That's why when I was trying to get my last water fasting, when I was trying to end it, I couldn't. A couple of days, I felt lazy. I didn't want to chew. I wasn't really craving. I ate one piece, and the rest of the day I didn't realize I was still back to water fasting again. But I need to break it somehow.
Yeah, because you got to get the system working.
Exactly. The next day I try it one more time with slice of melons, and I promised myself that I'm going to eat because I kept falling back, bouncing back to water fasting. If you did not really experience anything like that, it would sound like crazy. I know that.
That's how I felt.
This is how we are.
Well, I did that because I wanted to go through the process of readjusting while I was here in case I had complications or had any questions.
In case.
Otherwise, I would have gone home and still be water fasting if I hadn't known for sure.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Confession.
That's how I feel. I agree with you completely because as soon as I started, I was like, okay, I ate some now. Can I just stop eating?
Enough energy. Everything is enough. You're just functioning.
Yeah.
And what else you need? The only thing would be the emotional part. Since you're definitely satisfied with your emotional and mental, spiritual needs, because everything is set for this. This is not your home. It's not like your reality. Everything is set for that. So it becomes extremely easy. And for the reality, when you go back, I would always share with my guests as well. When you question your food, like, do you need to eat? Are you really hungry? Do you really want to eat that food, or do you really need that food? There's a small and quite easy test. You ask yourself, are you thirsty? Did you enough drink amount of water? Are you dehydrated? Maybe your hunger is just basically coming from that. So by only, how simple is that? How cheap, how simple, how practical?
Yeah.
By just drinking enough amount of water, you're going to fight with your hunger, unnecessary hunger. And the second thing is, you just ask yourself, or to each other, what would you like to eat? And if the answer is a specific food, you're not hungry. You're just craving for that.
Yeah.
That's called appetite. But if the answer is, well, I'm so hungry, I will eat anything and everything, that is a big indication that you are hungry.
Yeah.
So are you getting angry while you're saying that, or you calm down, you're mindful? Yeah. That means it's not appetite.
Well, we really, Jasmine and I really.
So when you know those things, it's so easy to drive that car, actually.
Yeah. We value and look forward to our meals because it's so much more than just the food anyway. So that's part of the experience, which I think is lovely to really celebrate. But it's interesting you mentioned the hydration. I feel like I arrived dehydrated. I obviously
you
being
told
on water
me that
fast.
you didn't
I could feel it myself, and I was
drink enough amount of water.
Yeah. And I think that when I started drinking enough, and also it's warm here, and I'm going to the gym. We use sauna every day.
We use good amount of water and minerals as well.
Who knows how many treatments we've had?
Well, God knows.
You know?
You're out of control. All over the place. I think I can easily say, right? You were one of the most energetic ones for a long time that I could remember, definitely. And that's so good that it's happening in water fasting.
And isn't it interesting that? But
that's true.
I got to tell you, I kind of used myself as an experiment. I realized the more I worked out, the higher I was going to increase my ketogenic state, and I went over the meter, right? And that was because I was working out and pushing it, rather than just taking it easy. Because if I had taken it easy, I think my body wouldn't have needed it.
Yes.
I made my body need it even more, and I wanted to break down the visceral fat. I wanted to get that system kicking in. Yeah. Yeah.
For those whoever wants to.
Yeah.
And have a good amount of water. You
That's
can't
100%.
just think, I'll just get certain amount of fat and I'll be burning my fat. That doesn't happen. So you're gonna move your body. You're gonna burn the fat. You're gonna burn the stored sugar, the glucogen, and then you can function on ketones more. And you can stay in ketosis.
Yeah.
And then staying dehydrated is easier than the other programs because you don't have enough amount of fiber in your body. So you have to make sure that you keep drinking your water without waiting to feel thirsty.
I learned to listen to my body and tell when I was a little bit drier, when I didn't need it. Watching the color of my urine, everything, just really balancing the whole time.
You become your own nutritionist. You become your own doctor.
Monitoring my salt levels through my. Every drink I was kind of like watching it, but it's easy to do. I was working doing multiple filming, photography with multiple. You know, you saw me running around, so I was working,
I know,
working out,
I know.
sleeping 5 hours a night, and this is it. I'm still alive.
You're beyond being alive, I think. No, you did a great job, and it wasn't easy, but like I said, it's quite easy. Biologically, it's quite easy, but you need to have the dedicated mind, and you have to believe that's possible, that it's easy what you think, and the rest is quite easy actually. If I ask you to leave 3 things behind,
Leave 3 things. 3 things that I would leave
that
behind.
could be a food, that could be a habit, that could be a part of your lifestyle, drink, anything, okay, like behind forever or for a long time, let's say. And then 3 things that you're going to put in your basket, put in your pocket, that you're taking with you from us.
Okay, let's see. One thing comes to mind that is more powerful than the others in that so I'll start with that. So I guess and maybe it will allude into another one, but I think one of the most important takeaways for me, and something that I simultaneously leave, because as I take it's the same thing that I'm replacing, is
the replacement.
I'm 46 years of age. I've had a feeling that for the last number of years, especially since I started detoxing around 37, 38 years of age, that I'm getting old now. My body is not the same as it used to be. I'm very mortal, and I need to start really taking care of myself, and things are going to slow down, and that I need to treat myself very differently to how I did when I was young. And whilst that's good to think that way, this trip has been very reaffirming in the understanding that my body is still able to be very young if I put my mind to it, and be able to achieve physical feats that I thought were way behind me already. I have much more confidence now that I don't have to just give up and think, well, I'm not going to be so active because I'm older, and I'm not going to do weight training because I can't put on muscle anymore like I used to.
Okay, so having a better faith in you, is that what?
Yeah, I think I lost it for a little while. I thought, okay, I'm just going to be happy that things are going to slow down now.
That's good, excellent.
And now I know, actually, it's not just confident. It's now I know that that's not the case. I can actually go back to how I felt in my early 30s.
Okay.
And that's not a belief. It's I know. So, and that's so powerful on its own, that it comes back with it. I feel because of that, I can erase all the other mistakes that I've done for the last 15 years. They can all go away as well, and I can start again fresh. And so so when you say, what do I leave? It's like I leave 15 years of emotional issues, habits, etc. I can start back.
Excellent.
It's a little bit more than the 2 or 3 things. It's kind of like,
I'm
going back in time.
But you just get it deeper.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I guess
that's awesome.
It's really how I feel that I can start again back there without having to do any work.
Excellent reset.
That's it. It just happens. You know, it resets. There you are.
It is a reset.
Yeah,
exactly.
and I'm going to keep doing it because it's the right thing to do, and I want to share it with friends. I want everybody to have that experience. People will come here for very many different reasons, but for me, I wasn't expecting that. I just thought I was going to get a little bit healthier, and that's kind of great. But to know that physically, you're being a martial artist, I'm very in tune with what I could and couldn't do, you know. And just in this week, whilst water fasting, not even with any kind of other energy, you know, and very first time as well to do that kind of extension, to feel that kind of levels of energy, clarity. I haven't worked out how to not have to wear these. These are telling me I'm 46 years old. But
hide it. See, I don't have
but other than that,
hide it.
I really feel like I've got a young body. I've got a young mind with wisdom.
You don't look 46 anyway. You didn't
I think I didn't come for the look. It wasn't for the look for me at all.
It's a connection. It's the look and the feeling.
Yeah.
It's not about you.
I wanted my organs not to be so oxidized, not to be so worn out. And I feel like I've achieved that. But I have the wisdom of the extra 15 years, so I don't leave everything. You know, I don't regret. I think you have to go through something. You know, you have to go through suffering to get to the other side. And for me, of course, going forward, I'll do things differently. But you should never regret, I think. Just be very happy that I've got a reset.
Reshape it,
Yeah.
reset it,
I think
reform
I'm
it.
sorry I didn't answer the 3 in and out of the basket, but I think...
The basket is like, the basket doesn't exist anymore. My basket got so confused. So there's no basket anymore. Excellent answer. What I was expecting, like something much even like a more simple, like let's say I'm not gonna have my coffee with sugar anymore, example, or I'm gonna chew more. I'm gonna drink more water. Like this is your in basket because you weren't drinking enough amount of water. So I'm gonna drink a good amount of water, and I'm gonna chew my food until like it becomes liquid, and I'm gonna say no to things that I would not want. Anything, but you got much deeper as usual.
Because I developed mindfulness.
I got inspired from that talk.
I think from mindfulness you can correct everything. It's not little things. Everything has to change. Everything can change. Everything can be created here. Everything can be destroyed here. And so,
look, sincerely, this is how I feel. This is 21st century. It's not getting better. Fine. But you can't just kill yourself. You can't get depressed. Can you just change this? No, you can't. What else I can change? What's the easiest thing that I can change? My habits, my life. Not yours, not the other ones. So you start with the very first step, and that's the last step as well. It's only you, your habits, your lifestyle, your car. You're the only person that can drive this car, and I mean, you can get anything. Maybe you could be the wealthiest person, the wisest person, smartest, most intelligent person in the world, but you don't really have a chance to have a spare kidney or liver or heart. Then you can use it next year or 2 years later or 5 years later. There's no investment on that. Investment's currently happening. So you take care of this part, you drive your car around, and then the life is yours.
I know if I
so
continue
then
this...
you feel like you change the world.
Oh, I don't have to worry. I'm never going to worry about sickness. That's the difference. I know that by having this, I will never worry about sickness. I know I don't have to.
Well, yeah, because you're quite mindful and you came with a certain level, I should say.
Yeah.
Not everyone
has a chance. But I have to sustain this. If I don't sustain it, then of course I will. And it will happen very quickly because there's a lot of toxicity in our world. But knowing that I don't have to be thinking that I'm predisposed to be ill, that there are certain things that I should look out for because the form says, is there a history of this or that in your family? That's absolute nonsense. And it's pre-framing people to think that there's nothing they can do about their own health. And that's a shame.
Yes.
And I know that to be a complete fallacy.
That would be a different kind of worm, but that you will be I don't want to get into that, definitely. Yeah. But that's the basic tools and toys and the weapons of the system. Yeah. So they will make you feel like you need those things. Yeah. And then you don't really drive your own car. No. Someone else will drive, and then you'll be like driven.
Like you mentioned now with these communicable these infectious diseases going around, like we've got coronavirus at the moment. It's obviously number one thing happening in the news. I have no fear of it affecting me. Obviously, I don't want to catch it and transfer it to someone else. But I know it will not bother me. And there were going to be other diseases coming up in the future that I want to be healthy enough to resist also.
It's not going to be the last one. We're always going to have this type of threats because everything is traveling. Diseases are traveling, but knowledge is traveling, solutions are traveling, everything is traveling. So only thing that you can do, prepare yourself, prepare your body for any kind of diseases or problems, whether it's chronic or whether it's acute. That's why I think I can easily say that we're such a unique blend here because we're a good blend of nature and science, and that is making us a little bit different than all the other wellness or well-being centers, because not only we are offering award-winning detox programs and healthy nutritional meal plans and any kind of wellness activities like well-being activities, from yoga, meditation to mindfulness to breath work, you name it. But also at the same time, we do have our own clinics, which is providing very advanced well-aging treatments and therapies by very established doctors who has both Western and the holistic background.
Yeah, this very integrated approach, which is really,
very important,
really fantastic.
Very integrative.
Everything from the mind,
approach.
the breathing, Eastern, Western.
Everything. All in a great blend. So there's a science behind what we are trying to do here. There's a fact and there's a good faith in it. And so we try to cover each and every corner in a spiritual, emotional, physical way, combining with science behind.
Well, this is key. You know, I do not believe that you can get it. I could have got as much out of even the water fast without the mindset. You know, you can't have one without the other. You need to integrate the entire approach.
Yes.
So to get the most out of it, and I think that's where that's what the key thing that I didn't expect that here. I didn't expect to have much more than drink water and a few other things.
I know. Look, to be honest, I'm sure your friends told you. I'm like dying to say that. We get that a lot. If you don't know that, why would you fly, let's say, 15 hours from the other side of the world, come here, and pay a certain amount of money to drink this water? It's like, what is the reason? I mean, so and it's a very good question, though. If you don't know, it's just like so hard to understand. But there are millions of great reasons, and then you went through that. So you explain it.
Well, you know, I think, obviously, I'm going to have to share. I want to share my experience, but what I will be saying as well, when someone asks me, is, why are you just asking me?
Go there to drink water?
I would say, why are you asking me? Why aren't you researching it yourself? Because don't wait for someone else to tell you, someone else in your social group, to read another headline somewhere. You know that you've been hearing about it a lot, water fasting. People are getting onto it. Do the time, do your own research, learn the chemistry of it, learn the whole nature of what it is. Become inspired and it will inspire you to want to test it yourself. Just listening to me or seeing a pretty photo that I post saying that I've had a great time and I've lost 5 kilos or something like this or that isn't what's going to convince people. People need to start investigating and reading and learning these things themselves. And unfortunately in society now what we do is we have little social circles and everyone within our social circle has a certain frame of thinking. Someone will post something, if you agree, yep, you're okay. But if you post something that's a little bit different, well, the problem is if someone posts something a little bit different, they could get ostracized. You can't have different appeal or ideas than those in your tribe. And this tribal think is very, very dangerous. People need to start. If you have a question, like what my parents used to say, we used to have Encyclopedia Britannica. My dad would say, I know the answer, but I want you to find it. And I want you to see all the wrong answers on the way while you're looking at it. And that's what we used to do. Now you have Google. Don't ask me. Don't send me a silly 2-minute, two-line, what are you doing that for? Why don't you research it for a moment? You know, and fall down that rabbit hole yourself and see it. And I think that's really powerful. Having said that, I'm creating this so that people have a resource to come to with my experience and also the unique perspective that you can have at this center. So that's my takeaway on motivation for creating this video. But I want people to stop asking just anybody to answer these questions. Do a little bit of research. Get back in there.
And also, even the research is not enough because now we're talking about the somatic intelligence. It's the body wisdom. Each and every person has different potential, different emotional regulation, different physical ability, different background, cultural diversity, genes and everything. So you are so unique and your experience is going to be quite unique. So the things would be considered quite difficult or challenging could be a piece of cake for you, or it could be reverse, but it's so good to see and get through your own journey. But if we can only inspire each other, actually.
Well,
just inspire
having
to
said
take those
as
steps.
much as the way I just made my last statement, of course, I want to inspire and I'm going to share as much information as possible. But also, the idea is the same with my photography. I don't teach people how to take photos how I do. I teach them that there's another way they can be taken for them to find their own different way.
Exactly. It's exactly what I was trying to say. Definitely.
Yeah.
You don't copy. You just copy and paste the things in your life because you can't paste it.
No.
Because it's not the same pattern.
It's not yours
you can't
anyway.
Paste that. Exactly.
And you'll have no confidence from that.
Yes. So you reshape it, customize it, tailor-made the info, the knowledge, the wisdom, whatever it is, and then just put on your spirit.
That's it. That's exactly it. And isn't it? This thread runs through all aspects of your life.
There you go.
We could talk for days.
I know, we won't stop.
And you know, and in fact, we have been talking for days, and that's the other thing that you get here at the centre.
Yes.
It's exciting. I mean, yes, we have gone sightseeing, and we've done a few beautiful things, but it's been really exciting hanging around here and talking to various people, and even some of the guests who are having some incredible experiences.
My drink, but
no,
we're happy.
Lovely to chat again.
Yes,
we have to cut it off because otherwise we will never
cut
finish.
it off. Okay.
And until next time.
Yes, until next time. Until next time.
Thanks, Gonca.
See you in